Imagine a world where Christopher Columbus turns his ships around. Maybe the crew mutinied. Maybe the storms were too bad. Maybe he just ran out of supplies. Either way, the ships go home, and America is never found. At least not yet. Now let's think about what that actually means. First, the Americas don't disappear. They're still there. 60 million people already live there. The Aztec Empire at its peak rivals any civilization in Europe for complexity, engineering, and culture. Without Columbus, these civilizations survive, grow, develop on their own trajectory. But here's where it gets complicated. Europe in 1492 is a powder keg. Competing kingdoms, religious wars, resource shortages, everyone fighting for dominance. The discovery of America gave Europe a release valve. New land, new resources, new wealth, new power. Without that release, Europe's wars get worse, much worse. Spain and Portugal, who would have dominated the New World, remain second-tier powers. And here's the part that changes everything. The transatlantic slave trade never happens. 12.5 million people are never enslaved and transported across the Atlantic. The entire history of Africa changes. Kingdoms that were destabilized by the slave trade survive intact. But wait, here's the part no one expects. Someone else finds America. Just not yet. Maybe the English find it first. Maybe the Portuguese. Maybe even the Ottoman Empire, which in 1492 is at the height of its power. Let's take the most interesting path. The Ottoman Empire finds America first. The Ottoman Empire in 1492 is the most powerful state on earth. Vast resources, advanced science, enormous military. An Ottoman contact with the Americas means a completely different kind of colonization, or perhaps none at all. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Without the Spanish colonization, the diseases that wiped out 90% of indigenous Americans never arrive. In reality, smallpox, measles, and influenza killed up to 56 million indigenous people, the largest demographic collapse in human history. In this timeline, those people live. Those civilizations continue. But here's the uncomfortable question. Does contact eventually happen anyway? And when it does, is it any better? History suggests that when powerful civilizations meet less technologically advanced ones, it rarely goes well for the weaker side. And here's the twist that reframes everything. The United States of America does not exist. No American Revolution, no Constitution, no Declaration of Independence, no Hollywood, no Silicon Valley, no NASA, no iPhone. The entire modern world as we know it is built on that one voyage. But, and this is the hardest question, built on what cost? Would a world without Columbus be better, or just different with its own atrocities, its own inequalities, its own lost civilizations? Because history doesn't offer clean alternatives, it only offers different paths, each with their own darkness. The real question isn't what would have been better. The real question is, knowing what that voyage cost, knowing who paid for the world we live in, what do we do with that knowledge now?